What's up guys, RMFH here to bring you my analysis on the new Breath of the Wild footage shown off during the Switch presentation. You guys can go ahead and check out the discussion / analysis that Game Over Jesse and I did over on his channel. He'll have the full thing. We did a 3-hour long discussion. It was a hell of a time, but that was right after the Switch event, so we have learned more about this, so I wanted to go ahead and do a quick sort of in-depth thing on my channel. A little bit quicker than the one that we did, so let's go ahead and get into it before we start talking about other things. So here we go, we get into this scene right here and we see a ton of water. This looks like an ocean region, some part of like on the outskirts of Hyrule, you know, where the ocean meets up. We've got a beachfront over here and we've got some palm trees, it looks like. Over here to the left, it looks like there could be a cave right here up towards the top, and maybe down below you might be able to go in one side and come out the other. We've got the cliff here, and if we keep panning forward, we can get a full scene of the cliff. This is just a beautiful shot, let me say. Over here to the right, we see what looks to be a Sheikah Shrine and a pathway that goes up here. You know, there are going to be tons of pathways in this game. You can basically go anywhere you want. So over here in the center, we can see Death Mountain, but other than that, there's not a lot in this scene. Ooh, it looks like there could be something underwater there, actually. Yeah, it looks like there could possibly be something underwater right here, but there's not a lot that's important in this scene, so we'll keep it moving. There is a bird right there. Sorry, just had to go back and mention that little detail. I don't want to point out every single bird in this clip, but there's tons of birds here. And one interesting part is this stone circle over here. We don't get a full clip of it. This looks like it could be somewhere close to the region that we saw in the last clip, maybe even in the same area, but it could also be a different area. We don't see any of the palm trees anywhere, so, you know, this circle over here, we don't know what that is, but it looks like a structure somebody maybe put there. Somebody probably put, you know, made a circle with these rocks or something like that, just giving this area that feeling of being alive and everything. We've got some waterfalls over here, and you know, this is probably where the ocean washes in and we get a little bit of half salt, half fresh water or something from this waterfall here. So let's keep it moving. Yeah, we just get more panned into that clip, and then we come to this one. This one is just awesome. I don't like all the fog behind it, but you know, it is sunset or something, like maybe sunrise, I don't know. So we've got what looks to be 3 waterfalls here and maybe a 4th one on the side. We're not going to talk about that too much because there's not a lot to go into here. This could be the swamp area shown during the latest Let's Play with Bill Trinan because of these trees, but you know, we still don't know. We don't know where everything is on the map, so we have gotten a full view of the map, I believe, during the new treehouse footage, but we'll get into that later. These are just the same kind of trees that we saw earlier, so moving forward without wasting any time on that clip. Now, this is something that I got wrong in my initial analysis of this, but it was literally right after the Switch presentation. I didn't have a lot of time to look over everything up close. We got some, what Jesse and I called sea lions. These are actually walruses. So I do apologize for getting that wrong on our initial analysis. And I did get it wrong. I thought this other thing that actually is a walrus was a saber-toothed tiger. It's actually a walrus. So, you know, but we'll get into that later. There's what looks to be a structure over here. It looks kind of decayed. Somebody has actually pointed out to me that this may be the... And actually, now that I look at it, it looks like those are the waterfalls. This might just be the Gerudo city that we'll see later on in this analysis. But anyways, you can see the waterfalls there, so I'll get into that later, and I'll you know, show the reference point and everything of this. But this does actually look like the Gerudo city. Over here to the left, we get some other structures. This could be like an archway or something that the Gerudo have built, something like that. And then one thing we also missed is this big sandstorm happening back here. That is really awesome to see that they're throwing in a extra dynamic of different weather effects in different regions. You know, it really does make the whole environment feel alive and feel like, you know, they actually put a lot of heart and soul into these different weather effects that they've got going on, because this is just awesome to see. You know, we're not just getting rain, lightning and stuff like that. We're also going to be getting sandstorms in the desert areas, most likely blizzards in the snowy areas and stuff like that. Right here in the center, pretty self-explanatory, that is most likely a Sheikah Tower. Other than that, there's not a lot. There might be something else over here. Could be a rock, you never know. But keeping it moving. Now we get to this portion here, and this is another frozen area. We've seen plenty of them before, but we get a new animal, snow fox. That's pretty cool. We do see the big chunk taken out of the mountain here that we still don't know what the heck took it out. If it was Calamity Ganon, if it was one of these big, huge guardians, or what it was. Other than that, we see maybe this is an avalanche. That would be pretty cool to see in this game, or it might be a waterfall. I could see that possibly happening in the snowy area, but I would think it would be more likely to have frozen water. But we have seen water flowing in frozen areas like this before, so, you know, it could definitely be a waterfall there. Be really cool if it's like snow falling off the side of this mountain, though. And we've got a few trees in the background, and that's just about it. This is maybe a Sheikah Tower, maybe another tree. But other than that, nothing much here to talk about. This is maybe a cave down in this area, but not a lot there. So now we come to this scene, and this is really cool. We see a dynamic of the different areas throughout here. So this is a normal forested area, and then it slowly transitions into those palm trees over here on the right hand side and up on top of here. So I wonder if behind this cliff is like that beach area that we saw before. You never really know with how massive this map is, but and over here to the left, we have Death Mountain, as we've seen in many clips before. Still same old Death Mountain. Right here, I actually pointed out that this is in the same shape as those bird statues that we saw in the very first footage of Breath of the Wild during, I think it was the Game Awards of 2013 or 2014. I can't quite remember at this point. If you guys know exactly when that was, I just haven't had the time to look it up as of right now during this analysis. Let me know down in the comments section below. I'm sure I'm wrong on some portion of that. And right next to it, we see like maybe a little campfire, but nothing too major. Like a lot of these scenes, we get a big portion that we can't really see a lot of and any detail in because of the atmosphere in the game. So moving forward, ooh, let's see. Is there something right? No, it's just a tree. We can get a closer shot of what looks to be that bird statue or a bird statue that looks similar to. Then we come over to this clip of the Koroks. So we get more Koroks and we see that they do congregate in one area at one point in the game. So it's pretty cool to see them all together instead of just spread out throughout Hyrule like, you know, we thought they were going to be. They are still going to be spread out throughout Hyrule, but I didn't know if we were going to be getting something more similar to the Wind Waker, where they're spread out throughout Hyrule, and then they also have a main hub that you can go and visit them, or if they were just going to be scattered throughout Hyrule in general. So right here, we do see a ton more of the Koroks, which is awesome to see. We have a log back here. This looks like the Lost Woods to me. And, you know, we get a log that you can walk through, which we've seen in the Lost Woods many times in A Link to the Past, in Ocarina of Time, in Majora's Mask at the beginning. So I believe at the beginning, or even in that forested area, you walk through logs and stuff like that. So moving it forward, now we come to this scene, and this is one of my favorite scenes coupled together with the rest of the scenes of the Great Deku Tree here. It's awesome. I can't believe he's back. This is so great. Now, the reason I saw this to begin with was just the mustache up here. It's either his mustache or, like some people are saying, it's his lips. But I think it's his mustache. He looks just like the Great Deku Tree from Ocarina of Time. We get more Koroks all over. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Is there a seventh? 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, 6. We only get 6 Koroks in this scene. I counted all the Koroks for you guys. You guys gotta love that. But anyways, we get the Master Sword in the background. Just wanted to be sure on the amount of Koroks here. That's really important. That's the most important part of this analysis here, is the Koroks, counting how many there are in this scene. Other than that, there's not a lot. Like a lot of these scenes, like I've said before. Moving forward though, we get another close-up of the Master Sword. And what's cool to notice here is that the Master Sword is actually emitting its own light on top of the light that's shining down upon it. Now, the Master Sword has been dubbed, I believe, by Reggie Fils-Aimé in the new Treehouse footage, the Master Sword of Resurrection. I can't remember if it was by Reggie or if it was by one of the other Nintendo reps when they were explaining the Master Edition of Breath of the Wild, but I believe the new name for the Master Sword in this game is the Master Sword of Resurrection. Whether that has to do with Link being resurrected or, you know, you having to resurrect the Master Sword, we still don't know, but it's a good thing to theorize about and a good thing to talk about. So then we got a couple more flowers. We've seen these iconic flowers all over the place in this game. We're going to see them later on in this analysis, but you know, we got the flowers and stuff like that. It is cool to know that we now know the Master Sword's location. It's in the Lost Woods with the Great Deku Tree. That's the only place it could be. So now we come to this scene right here of Hyrule Field, and this is just beautiful. I want to go ahead and point out the 2 horses over here, and there's 5 over here. We even got a building over on this side, either a building or a stone structure. It looks like it's maybe a shrine of some sort. Maybe a worshiping shrine or just a tower, just a stone tower. It doesn't look like anything Sheikah made. We've got some of the Sheikah towers. We got one right here, and there might be some off in the distance, but we just can't see them in this shot. We got a couple other things right here that I can't really make out. They do look like just regular old towers. And right here we've got what looks to be a skeleton or something. We've seen giant skeletons scattered throughout the footage that we've gotten. So, you know, we've seen one where there was some stall bokoblins like playing around one and stuff like that. And we get Hyrule Castle and then that mountain with the chunk taken out of it. And we also get a way better shot. I'm just going to move forward here a little bit because we get a way better shot of this flying bird, which now we can confirm that, I think safely, that this is that flying guardian mech bird that we've seen in the last trailer for Breath of the Wild. You can see its feet right here. You can see more of the wings coming off, and that's definitely got to be the same exact guardian. And like that other one that's roaming around Death Mountain, it's in a similar, you know, set path every day. You know, it's a similar set path. Oh, and come to think of it, now that we skim out there, that is actually just the Sheikah Tower. It looks like there's more added onto the side of it, but that's the background there. I couldn't see that fully, so glad I corrected myself on that one. That is a Sheikah Tower. So, yeah, and this does look just like a little tower. Maybe something that you can just climb and get to the top of and be on a platform. It doesn't look anything like this Sheikah Tower over here. So, moving, scrubbing it forward, we get 2 shots that are pretty self-explanatory. Link running through the grass and Link climbing the side of a mountain. We've seen most of this before. There's some water down here. Looks like a lake or a river. We've seen a lot of this before. We got Death Mountain up here, got maybe another tower. But, you know, it's pretty self-explanatory. Now we come to this scene, and I really think this scene is cool because this bridge is just crazy. Whether it was built by maybe the people of Hyrule or maybe even the bokoblins, because we do see bokoblins that have similar structures in a lot of the plateau footage, and then originally the E3 trailer for Breath of the Wild, they actually have bridges and structures built like this along the sides of mountains. So this definitely could be bokoblin made, or even maybe Lizalfos. And then over here, we've got what looks to be either water or a canyon. It might be cut out, and there's a little center platform or island in the middle, and it looks like it wraps all the way around. So there might be something in the center of that you can maybe drop down into. I don't know, possibly. There's not a lot here other than that, though. We've got maybe a walkway that can go around here, but you're basically going to be able to walk through everything in this game. So I'm just so excited for that. Let's move on. Now we come to another snowy region. We see Link over here, and we've got a couple of those red flags that we've seen scattered throughout Hyrule as well, and majority in the snowy regions. We've seen a few over closer to the castle, and I don't know about the Great Plateau. I couldn't really say there, but I know we've seen a lot of these in the snowy region, so this might be close to one of those areas where we've seen those flags before. Then we come to this scene of Link. See, there's another one of those red flags all tattered up. This looks like the ruins that we've seen before, maybe next to the fountain next to Hyrule Castle. But other than that, we've got a couple buildings that are destroyed. Got another building over here that's destroyed, and it looks like either a bridge or another building that's destroyed, and we can see the paved road. So this must have been part of, if not part of Hyrule Castle before Calamity Ganon, or part of old Hyrule Castle before Calamity Ganon. I'm not too sure. They have moved the castle from what we've seen. So, you know, we do have the old Hyrule Castle town, and then we have the new one based off of theories, but you know, it's true. You know, the castle has moved locations because it used to be closer to the Temple of Time here that we're actually looking at now. And there's nothing here that we haven't seen before. We've seen the Hylia statues before and everything. I don't know if the mini one was there in the actual Breath of the Wild demo that they let everybody play at E3, but, you know, there's a mini one there now if there wasn't before. And this shot, we come to two Guardians. This one looks like it could be deactivated, and this one looks like it could possibly still be active if Link was to walk up to it. Their legs are kind of sprawled out the same way, so maybe both of them can do that, you know, similar to the ones that are on the Great Plateau that don't move around, and they're just stationary. Their legs have kind of broken down and everything like that. And we do get another shot of seasons possibly being in this game, and actually, come to think of it, if this isn't the lighting on this tree could be turning from green to yellow, and then from yellow into more autumn colors. You know, yellow is an autumn color, but into more like the orangish colors that we see right here. And we do get some more green trees mixed in, which will be cool to see if they can pull that off in this game. I know Jesse and I have talked about it before, but that's what I see there. Moving forward, we get this really, really cool shot of the structures built on the side of this water-like region. It looks like it's been completely destroyed by something, you know. Calamity Ganon, he's a hell of a guy, isn't he? But, you know, it kind of wraps around the whole side. So this could have been like maybe if this is in the bay region of the game, like the sea region of the game, the ocean and stuff like that, this could be like a port of some sort, you know, or maybe there was Gerudo that lived here, because we have seen them do that in Majora's Mask. That would be pretty cool to see. But, you know, we just see it wrap around the side. There looks like there could possibly be some type of structure here. It's either a rock or something like that. I couldn't really say. It almost looks like there's a handle to open a hatch there, but I highly doubt that's what that is. There's more pillars up here. This is a magnificent piece of architecture here, you know, that somebody has built, because to be able to build that right next to the water on the side of a sheer cliff is just crazy. So moving forward, I know I keep saying that a lot, but that's all we keep doing is pushing right through this video just quickly. That's the whole point of this. It's not going to take a long time, but I need to stop talking about that because we need to keep talking about this. So right here we get a really, really cool canyon area. I really like this. This reminds me of canyons that we see in the real world. I mean, just awesome stuff. And Link's just kind of riding his horse through this area. We've seen similar scenes, but I don't think we've seen Link riding his horse through a scene like that. So that's new. Now, we've definitely seen all of this before. I'm not going to cover this stuff. This is all of the Great Plateau, and we've seen this entrance before. Actually, I think I said that we hadn't in a previous video, but we have. We've seen this before. They've run past it in the Great Plateau footage and stuff like that. We got a shrine right here and a Sheikah Tower over here. Excuse the mouse moving. I'm just trying to point out everything to you guys and stuff like that without having to add arrows to it later. So we got another Sheikah Tower over there and Hyrule Castle over to the left. Death Mountain. Let's skip forward. We've seen this exact cutscene before, so I'm just going to play through it. We've seen this one before from the story portion of the E3 demo of Breath of the Wild. We've seen it before. So there are some portions, I believe Impa or an old lady is talking right here. It's either Impa or it's old Zelda, but I'm not going to get into that because that's going to be a future theory. But I believe during the trailer, I don't have the sound playing, but there is a lady talking about how the royal family has been tied to Calamity Ganon for quite some time now. So, you know, whether that means Ganon from previous games or demise, we still don't know, but that's why I'm going to make a theory on it. So let's keep going here. Now we see, this one's really cool because this shows that Calamity Ganon has an effect on the different enemies found throughout Hyrule. You can see most of these characters, their eyes are glowing different colors. So, you know, the red glowing eyes is similar to the red glowing of the Sheikah Guardians. So Calamity Ganon can not only take over mechs and mechanical things, but he can also take over enemies like this, like the Bokoblins and the Moblins and the Lizalfos. And yeah, we've got some Moblins back there. I'm sure any enemy, you know, Ganon can take over like that. It kind of shows, you know, that he can influence things similar to the Guardians. So then we get a shot of Link just kind of running away from a Guardian here. He's about to get smoked, get taken out. And other than that, nothing really. I mean, God, when he gets fried by those by those beams, it is brutal, man. So here we got like Step-Talus, I believe, and it looks like the same Step-Talus from the demo that they let everybody play during E3. It looks identical to him. He's got the weak point up on his back. Maybe he's a little bit bigger, but this looks like the same guy to me. Nothing to point out in Link's attire, really. He's got the same generic soldier's broadsword. It might be either the soldier's broadsword or the traveler's broadsword, and he's got what looks to be the soldier's bow or the traveler's bow, either one, and just a normal shield, kind of trying to take out Step-Talus. Moving forward, okay, this is the walrus that I was talking about. Now, I thought this was a saber-toothed tiger at first, and the reason that I did was because I was scrubbing with YouTube, and I should have been scrubbing with Sony Vegas. I have scrubbed with Sony Vegas in my past videos. I just didn't even think about it. It was just spur of the moment. Let's get this discussion done. I believe I'm going to actually edit that portion out and correct myself in the video that's coming up. But if I do in another video, the fourth portion of that video, you know that I've already corrected myself there. This is not a saber-toothed tiger. It is a walrus. So it could be a cross between the two because this walrus is pretty damn furry. And, you know, I can tell you that it's an honest mistake. I actually thought Link, because we can only see this clip clearly, I thought Link was actually wrangling this walrus down. But it's actually pulling him. So that's really interesting. And this guy's going to be seen in later footage. But enough about the freaking walrus. What the heck is that in the background, guys? I mean, this is a huge beast. This thing is crazy looking. And this could be its eye possibly right there. But I think it's got eyes. No? Maybe its eyes are right here. I don't know. But I mean, it looks like a giant lizard. Maybe even a dragon of some sort. Or a worm. It comes out, oh, actually, it looks like a sandfish of some sort. It's got a fin in the back. That's really interesting. And we can see this cool dynamic of maybe we won't be able to ride horses in the desert. Maybe we'll only be able to use this walrus to travel throughout the desert regions quickly. You know, maybe the horses have a hard time running through the desert and there's no Gerudo stallions around for Link to use, so we have to use this walrus in certain locations. Or maybe there's quicksand in certain areas and that's where this walrus comes in handy. It's weird to see a walrus outside of its natural habitat in sand swimming around, but I mean, that could be due to the ancient sand sea that used to be in the Lanayru province drying up and these walruses adapting to the sand regions. Now, that's total speculation. And I mean, we've never seen these guys before, so, but it would make sense. So then we come to what looks to be Link jumping using his Chronos ability, or the frozen ability that you can use to lift up portions of water. The cool thing about this scene is it actually looks like, instead of this being like frozen water, it could possibly be heated up by what looks to be maybe lava or magma over here on the side. It does look similar to the Calamity Ganon's colors, but it could possibly be lava or magma coming off of Death Mountain possibly, and this is just a region of water that's steamed up and you can't touch it because it's too hot. You know, you have to use this ability to be able to get past it. You know, otherwise, why would Link be using this to get past this area? This water's got to be damaging in some way. And we see what looks to be either a skull or, you know, one of those rib cages that I was talking about before. They could just be simply rocks, but I have a feeling we've seen a lot of skulls in this gameplay. Yeah, it looks like a skull to me. And we just basically see Link jumping over, and that's about it. And then we come to this really cool scene. Link's got some armor. It looks like he's even got a helmet, like an armored helmet on as well. And it looks like he's either carrying a hammer or a mace of some sort, and he's got a shield. And it's cool to see that they're you know, putting in different elements into other things. You know, like this suit of armor is good against the fire here, which really doesn't make sense in the real world, but you know, you got to give them different weaknesses and strengths. So it's strong against this fire here that this Lizalfos is breathing at Link, and he can stop that. But say if you were running in a lightning storm, like they've said before, you would get hit with this, and it would wearing this, and it would electrocute you. So you know, something that would be damaging with this would probably be like clothes that you would wear in a snowy region. You get burnt, or even regular clothes. Yeah, you're gonna get burnt and get hurt and everything like that. But another cool thing to point out is that this may just be the fire dungeon or the fire temple of sorts and stuff like that, because, or maybe even a Goron type facility here. Maybe the Lizalfos built this facility too, but you know, we are in what looks to be Death Mountain. There's lava everywhere, and we all know that the only place that is in a Zelda game is, most of the time, it's Death Mountain. So, and we've got some platforms up here that look very reminiscent to a lot of the other structures seen built by enemies and stuff like that. It could be that these are built by Gorons, like I said. And we've got a steel box that can probably be pushed around by Link and stuff like that. But you know, then it just keeps going with Link coming more towards this Lizalfos. He's probably like, oh man, he's gonna come up and cut me. But anyways, we move into this thing that looks like a Hinox from the Downfall timeline. A lot of people have pointed that out in different videos and stuff like that. He's got the one eye up here. We've seen him before and everything, but I thought it would be cool to point him out. He's got some freaking long toenails and fingernails. Looks like he hasn't taken a bath in weeks or changed his underwear either. But anyways, he comes down, tries to take Link down. Link dodges it, and you know, he's got this necklace right here too, and that could be important. It looks different than the other Hinox. I'm just gonna go ahead and call them that, and if I did mispronounce that, let me know down in the comment section below. I don't really recall seeing a lot of those when I played the games. I saw them in A Link Between Worlds and Triforce Heroes. I don't remember them otherwise because it's been a long time since I played any of the Downfall timeline games. But anyways, these necklaces, you probably could pull something off of this similar to in the Wind Waker. Same with other enemies, you might be able to do that and collect the charms and stuff that they carry on their necks. Now, this could be a cross between a Bokoblin and something bigger. It's definitely not a Moblin, though. We've already gotten Moblins confirmed. So, moving forward, we've got what looks to be a Sheikah, some type of Sheikah Warrior. He's wearing, like, something very similar to the Mask of Truth here. And if this is a Sheikah Warrior, this is going to be really cool because we've never seen... He looks like a dude. I mean, he's just shaped like a guy. He's got broad shoulders, huge thick legs and everything. He's just a huge dude. Now, whether or not this is just like a suit of armor, similar to like the Dark Nuts, they're not suits of armors, not just suit of armor, but there's guys inside of them and stuff like that. But it would be cool to see if this was like just an evil entity masked with the Sheikah mask. It's either that or he's here to kind of test Link. I mean, look at that sword, man. It looks very similar to the way the Fierce Deity sword looks, with the crosses right here that go through it and the cuts in it and stuff like that. The fact that it's hollowed out in the center. But other than that, this guy just looks like he's gonna womp on Link and just whoop him big time. He's huge. He's massive. He does have tusks, and like Jesse was saying, he is wearing red, so he could be part of like Sheikah that defected, or maybe that was taken over by Calamity Ganon. It's either that or he's here to test Link, because we know that one of Link's portions, one of the things that he has to do is go around to all these shrines and prove himself. So, and then over here to the right, one other thing that I'd like to point out is these Skulltula. These are pretty cool. Whether these are just, paintings or if they're actual spiders, I don't know, but it's cool to see the Skulltula make a return right here. So moving forward, we see that Link has another ability. This one is similar to the the slow motion ability. It might even be the same one. You might even be able to parry and then get a slow motion ability off of that. I haven't seen it yet in any of the gameplay. If there is something like that already and they've already shown it off, let me know. I just haven't seen anybody parry an enemy and get that similar effect. You might be able to slow down time, jab him a few times, and then he'll finally go back to regular, the regular flow of time and stuff like that. This could be a rune ability too, but we still just don't know yet. And one thing I'd also like to mention is that this is in, oh yeah, those are paintings because this is behind something. Sorry about that. These are Skulltula paintings on the sides of this, so they may not be spiders. But this area is cold. You can see Link's breath and stuff like right there. So this is a colder region, obviously, and it is kind of nippy in that area. And then we've seen this, I believe it's the kinesis ability or something similar, but Link's just taking a rock and taking out these bokoblins. We got a structure right here, probably the bokoblin structure. We got skulls on it and stuff. And here we get Link using some very cool arrows. They look like water arrows, I think we pointed out, but this is actually just a bomb arrow, it looks like. Maybe with an extra water effect, because I mean, look at how it fires. That's weird. I don't know, maybe it's the bow Link's using, but that is definitely a bomb arrow. You can see the fuse on the side. Maybe it's just what it looks like when you shoot an arrow like that when you shoot a bomb arrow like that. I'm not too sure. But I haven't seen anything like that when Link shot the bomb arrow before, so. But not to exclude the cool Lizalfos out here. Actually, is that Lizalfos breathing water at you? Yeah, that's the Lizalfos. That is. He opens his mouth and water comes out. Okay, that's cool. Okay, yeah, so we've got a Lizalfos that's like freaking shooting water out of his mouth at you. And then Link blows this place to hell. We've got all these Lizalfos everywhere, and he just takes them out. It looks like it even knocked down the guys on the farther towers. Yeah, that guy looks like he got knocked out. But that's another little battle, a little bit of footage of how the bow works and stuff like that. Then we come to this thing. This thing's really interesting. Jesse and I were theorizing that this thing could possibly be an engine based off the water that's around this area and everything, and the fact that it's got pipes going into it. So it could be something that maybe powers the towers throughout Hyrule, or it could possibly be something that, stores energy for different, maybe it's a weapon, or maybe it stores energy for the guardians that roam around Hyrule. We still don't know. It looks like it can be activated with this Sheikah slate. It could even be another shrine, but we don't see an entrance to it. So, and Link does go and activate it with his slate. And then we come to this scene of Calamity Ganon. We get a better shot of him, but we still don't see if this is really Calamity Ganon or if Calamity Ganon is somewhere inside of this black smoke, like actual Ganon. We don't know if this is his true form or not, But we see him, and he's locked up inside Hyrule Castle. Can't leave. Poor guy. You know, and then we come to this, where we've gotten a scene like this before, where, you know, we see all these blue, almost comet-like things coming off of Calamity Ganon, and it's most likely his form of attack, you know, to take things out and stuff like that. And damage stuff. I believe we've seen, you know, things like that in the past in previous trailers. And we come to Link jumping off the side of a mountain. We've seen that before with the paraglider. Got a Sheikah Tower over here. Death Mountain, maybe? No, that's not Death Mountain. We got some water down here. Not a lot there, though. And then we come to this really cool shot. This is a cool town. This could be the town that we've seen in the previous trailer for Breath of the Wild, the Life in the Ruins trailer, but I don't think it is. This could be actually a different angle of that same place. Actually, come to think of it, that looks like the same chimney that was showing off in that, but I could be completely wrong because I don't remember any windmills in that one. And we've got a building up here at the top. I've said that this could be like a laboratory, maybe. We've seen laboratories in the past, or observatories up towards high hills in the games, next to civilized areas and stuff like that. And then over here to the right, we got a potion shop, or a regular general store, and we've got a broomstick. This symbolizes to me that this is like a place to get potions from the witch, or a witch. We've had that in previous games. That throws back to like A Link to the Past and A Link Between Worlds and a few other games, you know. And we've got the blue, red, green, and yellow potion there. I believe that's what it is. And, you know, the red was probably hearts, the green's probably stamina, the blue might have a mix, and then this might be an invincibility potion. We've seen those in the past too. And then this tapestry right here, I don't know, this probably is just a good store all together by itself, like going there and buy swords, weapons, shields, stuff like that. We've got some NPCs down here. We got one on a horse, another guy on a horse walking away. We've got two stables, it looks like, right here. And then these look like mailboxes, possibly, stacked on top of each other. And it wouldn't be the first time that we've seen this kind of characteristic done with the mailboxes. They look pretty cool. It could also be the opening stairs to this right here, and they're just, you know, decorated with mailboxes or of some sort. Now, this little building looks like it's actually important. This could be like the leader of the town's house or something like that. We see that it's got, you know, a little stone brickway wall that goes all the way around it, and, you know, it's got some lights and stuff like that. You probably see this place from when it's in the dark from a distance, and probably from this hill up here or anywhere back behind it, kind of to tell you, hey, the lights are on, you know, we're an active community and stuff like that. We've got more lights and stuff like that over here, but all these buildings are pretty self-explanatory. There's not a lot of details on whose town this is. It's probably just some random NPC town that you can go to, and just a main hub that you can go to buy potions and weapons and horses and, you know, talk to people. You'll probably have to save these people once or twice. I don't know. But moving forward, we get to that Gerudo fortress. That actually, this really does look like that previous scene that I was talking about with the walruses. Now, right here, the reason it is officially a Gerudo fortress, or a Gerudo city of sorts, is this Gerudo symbol right here. And, you know, we can see that they've built aqueducts all around this area to feed off of this water right here. And it kind of flows throughout the whole town or city. I wouldn't say city because they said they were only going to be putting towns in this game. I know I keep switching in between the two, but that's what I mean. I mean town. So, you know, they've got all these aqueducts and stuff, so that shows that they're pretty advanced now. You know, the Gerudo have stepped it up a little bit. We've got like what looks to be a shop there. We've got a few random NPCs walking around. That looks like a lamp, possibly. And, you know, they've just got a little structure built, like a little oasis in the desert. It's really cool. You might even have to, you know, their water flow might stop from this thing, and you might even have to, you know, restart this and get it going again. You never know. They could add stuff like that to the game. They could not. Now, here we come to a completely barren mountainside, and it looks like next to Death Mountain. So it looks like, you know, maybe Death Mountain caused this to happen and all these trees got burnt from it erupting or something similar to that. It's either that or Calamity Ganon came through here. You know, a lot of the destruction's blamed on that guy. But there's not a lot there. Let's keep going. Here we come to the fountain that we've seen several times, and this is the exact same fountain from Twilight Princess, as a lot of other Zelda YouTubers have pointed out. We've got a Guardian moving through it right here, and we've got Hyrule Castle over to the left. So this is fairly close to Hyrule Castle, which is cool to see. And did we get a lightning? Yeah, we got some lightning there. And we've got Death Mountain in the background. We got a Sheikah Tower right there. Not a lot. Let's keep going. Now we come to this clip of Link on his little trusty boat. I hope you can get an upgrade to this because it's going to be kind of lame trying to, or maybe the wind can push you in certain directions, but it's going to be kind of lame to have to use your Deku Leaf to move this thing around the ocean areas. So this could either be a lake, a huge lake, or it's the ocean. Got an island over here, probably connected to the land, so I wouldn't say it's an island. But possibly it could be covered in water. It looks like the water might wrap around there. Got another peak over here and another one over here. Not a lot. So now we come to this really, really cool scene here. And we've got the Koroks sitting on the side of the Great Deku Tree, kind of throwing back to the Wind Waker there with the Koroks, you know, next to the Great Deku Tree. They might be singing or something before he starts talking here, but he does start talking, telling Link a little bit about, you know, his past. I think, you know, he's kind of just talking to Link, and they go on in a tangent in this portion about how, you know, Link is ready to learn about the 100 years past. So I can't remember word for word, but that's what the Great Deku Tree tells him. And then it comes to this scene with Link standing in front, looking up at the Great Deku Tree, standing in front of the Master Sword. Still hasn't taken the Master Sword out. I'd like to note that. So it's likely that the Great Deku Tree is going to tell you about the 100 years prior, and then you're going to be able to pull the Master Sword out, or the Great Deku Tree is going to tell you about the 100 years prior, then you're going to have to go do something, then you can pull the Master Sword out. I think it's more likely that you'll have to, you know, go and do something to pull this sword out. But then it comes to a scene of a busted Guardian, and then a scene of the iconic flower, and there's a ton of them over in this field region. And because the screen's blurred out here, we can't see a lot in the background. So we're going to kind of keep scrubbing through these scenes a little faster because of the fact that there's not a lot here. Link's up on a Sheikah Tower. They kind of pan out, and we can see tons. I mean, it comes out from the Great Plateau. We can see the whole Great Plateau. Now, this looks like it used to be like where old Hyrule Castle was, and this is the entrance to old Hyrule Castle. You know, there's a Hyrule field would be facing this way, and you'd come up through here and go through the middle of here to get to the gate to Hyrule Castle town. And then you come through and you're in Hyrule Castle town, and you can go over to Hyrule Castle. That would be somewhere over here. It's been destroyed since, and the Temple of Time. You know, there's a lot of people that say this game has nothing to do with Ocarina of Time. I think it does have a lot to do with Ocarina of Time, especially because of all the throwbacks to it. Over here to the left, we get another Sheikah Tower and a little building over here. If I move back, you guys can see that destroyed. And it keeps panning. We get another flag there. That looks like one of the shots that they've showed with the rain, I'd like to note. And there's like a time lapse with the rain, and it's right next to a flag like this. I don't think the flag's as tattered as this one, though. And another Sheikah Tower over there. There's just so many of them on the Great Plateau, it looks like. And another one right there. Another Sheikah Shrine right there. And damn, those are really close together. There's another Sheikah Shrine right there. That's really close. There's one of those towers I was talking about before. That's not actually a Sheikah Tower. And it just kind of keeps panning back. And I mean, look at how big this is. We still don't even see Hyrule Castle in the background. That's crazy. I keep moving forward to the scene that I really want to talk about, but we're going to talk about this mountain first. We get to see the other side of the mountain clearly. The twin peaks that we've seen before, and we've seen Link jump through before. So this is them right here. We get to see the other side, a portion of it at least. And now this scene. This scene is just so freaking awesome. Now, there are 4 guardians, as Reggie has already given away, unfortunately, that roam throughout Hyrule. This is the one that's in the Death Mountain region. So it would be over by the Gorons on the side of Death Mountain. We've seen it roaming throughout the region. Now, there's another one, which is the bird mech that we've seen in previous trailers, and then there is also a camel that will be coming up in a minute, and an elephant that they still haven't shown off. So this one kind of just takes the heat, and it's sitting there just roaming right throughout Death Mountain, right on the side of it, and you see its feet are even catching on fire, and it's just like it's nothing. It's just taking it. Now, Ganon has obviously taken this thing over. It's got a ton of the pink material, pink glowing spots on it and all that type of stuff. So Ganon is obviously taking it over. Moving forward, we get this really cool scene. I like this scene because it gives a lot of detail to Link. He even looks like he could be blushing, or maybe it's just the lighting coming off of him, because this lighting is pretty good in this shot. And he's got the Master Sword on his back, so that's something to note. This is a scene from the past. I believe HMK and Zeltic, you guys should go check out those videos. They have made videos on the fact that Breath of the Wild, and they are correct, is showing, the trailers have been showing scenes from the past, from before the 100 years, and scenes after the 100 years. So this is before, and we see Zelda right here. And one thing to note is that she's not wearing her normal attire. She's in white. And she's got a necklace right here that is the Hylian crest. So, and I'll show you the difference between Zelda in this and Zelda in her normal royal blue clothing. And I think this champion shirt, this royal blue, has a very distinct definition of being seen as a person of respect in the royal family. So let's keep going. Now, this scene, some people are saying that this could either be in a shrine, or it could be inside of one of these guardians, like I just showed you in the, not the last clip, but the clip before that. The reason that they're saying that is because in the shrines, you know, you get this bluish glow. But here you get the pink nodes instead of the blue nodes of what look to be constellation type things. And I personally think that this is inside of a guardian. You know, you're going to have to go in there and shut the thing down, or make it so, you know, Calamity Ganon doesn't have control over it anymore. And, you know, here we just see it's probably like one of the puzzles, and there'll probably be dungeons, to be honest with you. There'll probably be 4 dungeons, the 4 guardians, and then there will most likely be, you know, dungeons that you have to go through in the certain regions, so then we don't get the same kind of style and backdrop for each dungeon, because I can say that this style right here is used in what looks to be another guardian, and it just gets kind of repetitive. I don't like it. It's plain, and it's not like the other dungeons that we've seen in past Zelda games. So I do hope that they bring something like that back, because this reminds me more of a shrine, to be honest with you. We see some green energy, likely what's powering, you know, just to show that this thing is on and kicking, and it's probably powering this cylinder here that's moving all of these different platforms. Now, this is something that I really wanted to talk about right here. This is something that I'm making a theory on right now, and I'm going to have it up later today. This one is really, really, really important here. We see Zelda in her white attire, and then we see her in front of this structure. Now, this structure, I'm going to tell you right now, is the same exact structures, the same exact fountains that Zelda would bless herself as in Skyward Sword. This is the same thing. We've got the Hylia statue right here, and we've got this little statue right here that is identical to the fountains that she blesses herself in. So, and then there's likely a goddess crest right in front of it. So is Zelda reawakening her memories as the goddess Hylia? We still don't know yet, but I think that's exactly what's going on here. So, you know, she kind of gets a little cold and stuff like that. And then we come to this scene, and Link, this scene is connected to another scene that's going to be shown in a minute. But Link turns around and he's like terrified. He's all beat up. You know, our boy's like all dirty and freaking muddy, and, you know, he's holding his Master Sword. You know, it looks like he's running from something, and his face is all scuffed up and all that type of stuff. But, you know, it looks like somebody stumbles, or, you know, he's running from something and is scared, but it looks like he lets go of somebody, which we will see in a minute. Now, here's that other guardian I was talking about. This is the camel. We can't see the top of it right now, but this is the camel, and it is evil, obviously. Calamity Ganon's taking it over. Now, one thing I like to note is that it's glowing purple down here. I think what these things do is keep this thing above the sand in the Gerudo Desert. So, you know, this gives off an effect to counteract the weight of this guardian, because, you know, if this thing was walking around in the sand, and if Link has to use a walrus to travel throughout this area, I would think it would be really likely for this thing to have some sort of ability to displace its weight proportionately to not fall over in this sand region, especially with 4 legs. It'd be really off balance in being this tall. So keeping it going, you know, it kind of stomps down and it's just moving around. And then we come to another clip. They kind of clip this up weird because, you know, we're getting story elements that are connected that they're not really, you know, showing that off. So this is Link and Zelda. It looks like, you know, they were doing some form of traveling because Zelda is in her royal outfit, her royal blue outfit, her almost like traveling attire. And, you know, she's not in her Princess Zelda attire is what I would call it. She's in her traveling attire. And then we come to Link right here. And, you know, he's just kind of chilling. He's looking at Zelda like, what the heck? And she's sitting down, probably crying because Zelda's really sad in this game. And Link's got his Master Sword. So this has got to be early in the game, if not before the game even starts with the whole 100 years thing. It's got to be. So keeping it moving. Oh, and one thing I'd like to notice, these do look like gossip stones. They could not be. They could be, you know, some just random statues, but they do have the similar shape and stuff like that. I don't want this thing to be too long. It's already cutting into an hour. Let's see, we got a Sheikah Shrine, and here's the clip that I was talking about. So this clip is connected to the previous one where Link turns around. He accidentally lets go of Zelda. They're both dirty and muddy. It looks like they're running away from something. And I'm going to tell you right now, it is a guardian that they are running away from, because we're going to see that here in a minute. And we get another shot of Zelda kind of turning around in this nice, beautiful sunset here, turning around, possibly looking at Link or somebody else in her royal attire, her more, I would say it's either her traveling attire or it's her dress, her blue dress that she does wear, I think she wears a dress, but this could just be her traveling attire. And then this one's, oh my gosh. So you guys know that tapestry that we all saw in the last Life in the Ruins trailer. That tapestry was depicting the Guardians in front of Hyrule Castle. And this is showing that they are destroying Hyrule Castle. I don't think maybe they were originally there to protect Hyrule Castle, and then they got turned against the Hyrule people. I mean, the people of Hyrule. They got turned against them and just, I mean, look at this place. It's just completely destroyed. I mean, the Guardians are just setting this place on fire. I mean, this is the fountain also that we've seen in the trailers. Earlier we saw it, and it's been completely destroyed. So this is that fountain. So we do know that prior to this 100 years, that fountain was still kicking. Probably this whole town was very, very nice, and it is sad that we're not going to be able to see this town, but let's keep going. So moving forward to this scene, we get Link with his Master Sword, and this is probably, like everybody is saying, before the 100 years has passed. We get Zelda in her traveling clothes again, and we see her holding the Sheikah Slate like we've seen in previous trailers, in the Life of the Ruins trailer specifically. So, you know, Link, our boy, does not have the Sheikah Slate yet. Zelda does. And that's about it. They're kind of just looking at each other. We got some really sad moments here. Yeah, so this is just Zelda's, her traveling attire and not her dress. But she looks like she's running away towards something, and she does have the Sheikah Slate attached to her on her right-hand side of her hip. And she's just kind of running away from something. Then we come to this scene, and I believe this is the camel. This is the Camel Guardian that we've seen, and it looks like it's deactivated or something like that. But one interesting thing here is that we get, this is actually not a Goron. Me and Jesse were talking about this. This is another Walrus. This is another walrus of some sort. It could maybe be a Goron, but I don't see it being a Goron because it looks almost identical to this walrus sitting over here. But another thing is that we get Gerudo. We get a Gerudo, and that's really freaking awesome. I can't believe that we're getting Gerudo in this game. I really didn't think that we would be, but it's pretty awesome that we're getting him back again. And like we've already seen, I already went over the Gerudo like town and stuff like that, but it's so cool to actually see a Gerudo in the trailers and stuff like that. But like I said, these are both walruses, not saber-tooth tigers, not a Goron or anything like that. These are walruses, sand walruses. With how ridiculous that is, I mean, I don't know, but, you know, these are walruses. And that is the camel mech, I believe. Then we get Zelda Crying, and we're going to get a couple more of these, but Zelda's crying, and, you know, this is probably likely the part where she falls over. The Link kind of lets go of her. She falls over into the mud, and, you know, she's just sad that Hyrule has been destroyed. It's either that or she's sad that, you know, Link got his butt beat and, you know, he wasn't able to save Hyrule. I don't know. It could be that she regained her memories from becoming Hylia or something similar to that, and she's finally remembering the fact that, you know, the Link is going to have to sacrifice himself and she wasn't able to save Hyrule. But I'm making a theory on it, so just you guys wait. But yeah, she's sad and Link's kind of caressing her. He's got the Master Sword again. And then we come here to a Bokoblin swinging a sword trying to take Link out on his horse, and that's just so cool. I can't wait to see the dynamic gameplay that they can bring with these Bokoblin on horses and stuff like that. We've got another Bokoblin over here on a little stand. We got some ruins in the background, and yeah, we've seen stuff like that. Then we got a Stall Moblin. This looks like a Stall Moblin. He's huge. He's even got the Moblin Club, it looks like, and you know, he's got that one horn up there and all that other stuff. And Link shoots him with an ice arrow, which is awesome. I'm loving that we're seeing all these different elemental arrows. But yeah, that one's pretty self-explanatory. He's up on the side of Death Mountain, it looks like, which is really freaking awesome. This looks like it could be a statue, maybe. But other than that, we're going to keep going. We come to the Goron. Now, something I'd like to note about this. One thing is this sash right here, and this is something I'm going to be talking about in my theory, but this sash is very, 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 very important. Very important. He's got the Goron symbol on him. I love Gorons. They're just so awesome. A lot of people have been theorizing that this could be Darunia from Ocarina of Time, or Darmini from Ocarina of Time, or you know, another Goron from, I can't remember the one from Twilight Princess's name, but you know, the people are theorizing that this is who that Goron is. And excuse me if I got it wrong. I'm not always correct on everything, so sorry about that. But you know, this blue sash is important. I believe this blue sash shows that the Gorons are tied to the royal family. So, you know, they do have good graces, and this is their person that they would speak to in the Goron tribe. It looks like he's using some type of energy here. It's either that or something shot blue flames at him, and he kind of smacks his hands together and maybe even puts that flame out. I don't know. And now we get to this like canyon area, because we've seen this snow on top, or sand, or whatever the heck it is. It looks more like snow to me. But we've seen this before in previous footage that I was showing you guys with the canyon with Link running through it on the horse. This is the same type of covered stuff, and it looks like it could be on the other side, more towards the Gerudo Desert, because we have seen statues like this in the Spirit Temple. When you go to the Spirit Temple in the Gerudo Desert in Ocarina of Time, there is a statue that's very similar to this that is in front of the Spirit Temple. So it looks like it's got its hands on top of something like a sword or some sort, or something like that, but Link's just basically paragliding into this thing. And this one, we get some great fairies confirmed, and they look a lot different, but I'm not going to complain about the design. I really like the design. She's really cool. She's got a ton of jewelry all over her and everything, and I can't wait to see what kind of magic we're going to get in this game other than runes. I hope there's magic in this game. So yeah, keep it going. Now we get Link running on the side of a beach. That's a really good scene. It's really, really gorgeous. We get a little island over here, nothing too important. Then we get the Gerudo up close. She's, oh man, I love the ochre looking skin, and just the gold around her makes her look more like a goldish color, but you know, and her hair, her red hair and the green eyes. I'm pretty sure Gerudo have yellow eyes predominantly, so that's very interesting. But yeah, I'm pretty positive they have yellow eyes. And she's holding some sort of gold object with lightning bolts. What that is, I have no clue. Now we come to a scene with a Zora, and this one is really awesome because it shows that the Zora are actually a lot different now. You know, this guy's red, and you know, he just looks so much different than a normal Zora. He looks all fitted for battle and stuff like that. He actually looks like he's like of royal descent, maybe a royal soldier of some sort, you know, with the clothing right here and his little sash, and he just looks official, you know. He looks official, so he looks like he could be, you know, royalty or a royal soldier, like I said. And it looks like he's got some sort of fish weapon right here. And it's cool to see that the Zora have now built up their military a little bit more than even in Twilight Princess. So, and then we've got a structure in the background. We're actually going to see the inside of that here in a minute. And keep moving forward. Now, this is another scene of what a lot of people are saying are inside of a guardian. I think this is the same guardian as the last one, maybe a different one, but we see like some Calamity Ganon smoke over here, which is really interesting. So that could be a portion of the guardian that's taken over that you have to restore, and you might have to get behind this locked gate right here to actually get to it first. Up here we see maybe some fire, maybe it's something that's powering this big huge guardian, and we see a couple more gates. There's another gate right there, and we see the constellations in the background similar to the other one that we saw, and we do see that this thing is moving, so it's got gears. These are gears right here. Then we come to this one of what a lot of people are saying is Princess Rotella. I think it's a completely different Zora, that's just me, but we do see that Nehru symbol, just like the old spiritual stones, is on the side of her head, which is really awesome. And look, she's got a blue sash too. We don't see it as well as the other one, but I can only guess that, you know, this is the princess or the queen of the Zoras, and, you know, she's the one that would talk to the Hylians. She's the one that would make a direct connection with them because of this blue sash here, and we don't see that on the Zoras that are coming up either, so we don't get a full zoomed in clip of the King Zora as well, but I'm pretty sure that what we're going to see here in a minute is the King Zora. Then we come to the bird race. Now, I love the fact that these aren't Rito. So that's 110% confirmed. These are not Rito. These are not the Zora evolved into the Rito. We have Zoras in the game, so that's really cool to see. So this is a completely new race. Now, one thing I'd like to note here is that this bird has the same sash on him with the symbol of the big giant bird mech on it. I don't think this is a symbol of their people. This is the symbol of the big giant bird mech. This is the same scarf that the Zora in this last clip had right here. And it's the same scarf or sash that the Goron had. So, and this brings me back to the carvings that we've seen in Twilight Princess. It has Zelda, Link, and that what is presumably the King of Hyrule going and talking to the Gorons, this bird race, and the Zora. Now, this could be that aha moment where, you know, we see that these guys are the ones that are controlling these big mechs. These guys that have these sashes on are tasked with the task to, or are tasked to keep those mechs under control. And they're the ones that are connected to the royal family of Hyrule between each race. So we're going to get more into that in my theory, but that's just part of my analysis here. I wanted to fill you guys in on what I thought, and I think that is what we've got going on, because in that map footage, which I will show in my theory, I'm not going to show it here because this is the analysis, But in the map footage, we do see that the guardians, the big 4 guardians that are spread throughout Hyrule that you have to go to, are ridden by certain people. So there's people on top of them, and I would think it would be these guys. And this guy's even seen flying up to one of those mechs. So keeping it moving. Now we get into that structure, inside of that structure that I was showing you guys a minute with that Zora, and this looks to be the same Zora. And look, he's even got Nehru's symbol all around his little sash that he's got going on. And, you know, he's got like a shark head, which is weird. Never seen, I think in Ocarina of Time was the only one that we saw different variations, like vastly different variations of Zora. You know, we saw the regular standard Zora, and then we saw the King Zora, which I think is behind this guy. We see this big, like, almost like whale shark looking dude, and, you know, the King Zora has always been depicted as that. You know, and in the background over here, we get another Zora that has like a whale shark head or a manta ray head. It's very interesting, and he's big. He's a big guy. We don't see any other Zora, come to think of it. But this guy looks like he's just happy that Link, you know, either saved the day for them or he's happy to meet Link. It's cool to see that the Zora aren't hostile towards the Hylians. And yeah, that's about it for that one. We see like a waterfall in the background. That's about it. So then moving forward, we get this scene of Zelda, and she is using some godlike power. Now this goes back to how I was mentioning the fact that, you know, this might be Hylia coming back, guys. You got this golden light coming out of her, and this really throws back to the whole Skyward Sword, Zelda being Hylia reincarnated and having, you know, this white dress on, even just alludes to that even more, and her being so emotional about Link getting his butt beat because he's gotten destroyed and he can't protect them no longer, and this Master Sword is just wrecked, man. And this Guardian is just locked onto Link, so it looks like she's gonna stop that Guardian from taking Link out. And then this is probably what they're running from earlier in the trailer. You know, they fall down. Link gets all screwed up. He's already all screwed up. He can't fight this Guardian off, and Zelda's got to stop it. Now we come to this scene. We get a better look at Zelda's necklace of the Hylian crest, which is really cool to see. It's got a little more feathers on it than the original one, but anyways. You know, she's in her white dress again. She looks devastated. It might be Calamity Ganon coming, or it could be something completely different, but I think it has to do with Calamity Ganon there. And then we come here and we see Link in that same scene. It's probably, you know, Zelda's right behind him. She's going to go like hold him up and everything. But this is likely right before that Guardian comes, and Zelda like runs in front of Link to stop him from trying to fight that Guardian. And then we come to the logo, and we get Breath of the Wild. Really, really nice stuff there. We've gotten tons of footage. And then we get here Zelda in front of the Great Deku Tree. And it looks like she brings the Master Sword to the Great Deku Tree after putting Link to sleep. And, you know, she's praying in front of the Great Deku Tree. It almost looks like she doesn't even realize that he's alive or he's a living being, and he starts talking to her there. And also, you know, she probably, likely put the Master Sword here and brought the Master Sword and was praying for Link and, you know, for Hyrule and stuff like that. And then he gives her a plan. But anyways, guys, that is majority of this analysis. Then we get Link, open your eyes, you know, Link, wake up, open your eyes, and then we get the release date of March 3rd. That is a day after my birthday. I, for one, am super stoked. Nintendo Switch, Wii U, Nintendo. That's my analysis for this new trailer. I hope you guys liked it. I hope it wasn't too long for you. And I hope everything was quick and easy and the quality was really good. That's one thing that I want to make apparent, is that I want to have the best quality on my channel. I'm actually re-uploading my reaction video today and taking the other one down because I don't want to have two of the same video, because the trailer did cut out. And I'm just going to fix the trailer. I'm not going to fix my actual face cam footage. But yeah. You guys all have a good one. Remember to like, comment, subscribe, and make sure to let me know down in the comment section below what you thought of this video. Peace out.